Okay, here we go. Going live now.
Put phone on mute. Hold on.
Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to the Flory PM live show. Here we are with you on the 15th of August 2023. And it's a nice sunny day. Sun is shining, birds are tweeting. Somebody almost pulled all my phone cables out the side of the house.
Why?
I don't know what it was. I'll fill everybody else to do it. I was spraying this down in the carport, and all the phone lines around our entire area started flapping. So I'm either thinking it's an earthquake, but the ground's not moving, or probably a lorry has hit one of these overhead cables and it's done this.
Oops.
So, but they were literally at full tilt. And I'd say, but some of you will know, we've got one of these big poles in our back garden, you see, and I've got a feeling it's going to snap because it carries our power and the internet. So I'm thinking if that goes, we are proper in it, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, long story short, it's all still working and all the rest of it, they all calmed down. My other half came back from doing some bits this morning, and lo and behold, BT's down the road, about 10 lorries all up there. So we think a lorry's come up, caught it, and perhaps ripped off some down the other end. But mine come from that direction. This was that direction. So, but yeah, that was a bit eeky. So somebody ain't got any internet.
I could say that's a high lorry then, isn't it?
It is. Well, you know what they're like round here. We have big ones going over the road to the distribution centre. But yeah, so either perhaps a branch might have come down and pulled it down, and then a lorry's gone through. But yeah, anyway, we're fine. It's good here.
Good.
So
yes. That would have thingy the show, wouldn't it? We know interweb.
Yes, I would have been doing it off my phone.
Of course, yeah. Yeah.
But people have got long memories. When I first moved here, if you remember, we had no internet for like over a month because it turns out that it was underwater. When it was the old-fashioned copper lines and all the rest of it, it was underwater and we had no internet, and I was running it off my mobile phone. That was fun uploading.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And then I was going over my mother's at night and using their internet to upload videos and stuff like that. So yeah, that was good. Never mind. Anyway, trust you're all doing very well at home. Enjoying the nice sunny weather. Look, good morning from Chicago. We've got Serbia down in here. We've got everywhere. Look at this. Very, very good. And everybody's okay in Flory chat as well?
Seems to be.
Hello to Greg and hello to John. John, I'm printing at the moment. That thing we were talking about earlier. It's printing as we speak. So if you can hear something in the background, that's the 3D printer going up and down. And I've got a fan running in front of me as well because it's quite warm here today. So, yes, good job. But no, apart from that, very nice weekend. You, Matt, how was your weekend?
Very good, actually. Yeah, busy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, lots going on. We were working Saturday. Worked with Saturday morning.
Yeah.
I'll do something Saturday afternoon. I can't remember what. I was out Sunday as well. I was at work printing, but I was down the other shop with the old Beetle and sorting stuff out down there. So, yeah, busy weekend. And yesterday, obviously, catching up with orders and, getting them out and ready. We've had orders coming in as well.
Yeah, thank you to everybody who ordered at the weekend as well during the sale, because obviously we did a sale and PM did a sale as well. All of those have gone now, so we're all up to date. But thank you to everybody who got themselves a bit of a bargain during the sales. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, no, we did. Yeah, really good weekend. So again, yeah, thank you for everybody. So we got them up to date yesterday. Went through the site as well, sorted some other things out. So yeah, been really, really productive. It's good, and also resealed my shower as well in between. Which I hate doing because I can't stand the smell of silicone because it's like vinegar. And I hate vinegar. Yeah. Oh god, it's horrible. But it needed doing. So yeah, really good.
Very, very nice. And to say, Monday afternoon, I was up on the carport roof replacing panels off of that. Where it was the old bitumen stuff that goes like cardboard, the corrugated stuff. And when it gets wet, it just. And so yes, we had a bit of a leaky roof. So I replaced 4 of those. Which when you're working with my partner who's like 4 foot whatever, it's not easy when you say, can you pass us this up? Massive 6 foot by 3 foot sheets coming up, onto the roof. I've got it balanced on my head trying to get them up. So, but yes, it was all good. So anyway, happy to report that's okay. And I didn't die. Because at one point, Matt phoned me up whilst I'm on the roof, teetering on a plank so I don't fall through the roof of it. And but no, it was all okay. So got it all sorted. All the jobs were done over the weekend. Just need to mow the lawn at some point.
Yes, to be honest with you, I did mow mine back end of last week, and it is doing again.
I know.
Our back does, but we are now have a resident mole. And when we went out there, you know, I said to you about the molehills.
Yes.
There's twice as many that we couldn't see.
Oh,
because
right.
it was
Okay.
down near the conservatory where the wall is.
Yeah.
So I think it's mating season.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. So
Roly mole.
yeah. So yeah, not good, but there you go.
Cool. And the guys are all saying they got their invoices for the pre-orders. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Can we get those paid as soon as possible, please?
Yeah, we'll get them out. So that's F104s and the Wilder Cats. And obviously we've sent out the invoices for the Apaches, the Mark 1, is it?
Yes.
AH1.
The AH1s, yeah.
The H1 Apaches attack and kit. So yeah, they will be going out. So all good, yeah. So if you've got your invoice, if you could please pay, we will get them out ASAP, and you should get them soon.
Cool stuff.
Yeah.
Right, well, bringing you up to date, I've been pushing on the last couple of days on the Harry. Did a little bit over the weekend with it as well. So if I just grab this, I can show you. So we were, as you probably remember, if I show you this side, because I haven't done this side yet, this has got my favourite primer on it from Trago Mills, High Coat. Oh, they do two flavours. They do this one, right? And also they do this one. Which look I say, but one's for plastic, one's for not. I can't actually see what the difference is. But
okay, it says because it says grey primer and plastic primer grey. I don't know.
I don't know, but I can't tell any difference from actually it. Anyway, I just use the normal one, but I usually use the plastic one. I don't know. I assume it's for plastic bumpers and that. But this had a coat of this, literally right the way over it. And then, to be honest, it's had 3 coats and then rubbed and sanded down because I still was. To be honest, this is one of those things you get on a mission with it. And I literally, this is what it is. I was so convinced that this wasn't right. I'm like, prime, sand, polish, and all the rest of it. So anyway, after doing all of that, it's all completely done. And we're looking very, very nice. All right. So a couple of coats of that. And then I wet and dried it on the final one, completely cleaned it off. And it just had a very light, quick coat of primer right over it, which I'm happy with. And now we're going through and we are rescribing the entire thing. Because obviously there's not enough meat on the bones of the existing panel lines because they've all been either filled in or rubbed out. So we're going around now putting all of these in. So you can probably see I've got riveting in here as well, if you can sort of catch it in the light. There we go. You can see that we've got riveting running in here. We've got the new panel line. So at the moment I'm just putting all the major players into this. And we're just going around and we're doing all the riveting detail. You can probably see that, which is far more in scale than this stuff. Like these are latches, so I'm leaving them. But yeah, that's a lot more like it and going right the way through with it. So generally, though, it's coming along very, very nicely. And you probably see under here, we've been putting in the re-riveting completely underneath, right the way through. And generally, it's looking all right. So we've just done some scribing around on there, just the basic lines for the minute. And as I say, we'll get everything put into it. But again, it's one of those, it's a big old job. But to be honest with you, time flies. Once you get in a roll with it, it's not too bad at all. You know, and as you say, just going through, rescribing absolutely everything. Start off nice and light, don't push too heavy. And to be honest, I've been doing what I call the 2-rule trick. So pull once and then pull again. So everything's just getting 2 pulls at it right the way through on this, all the way through it. So yeah, it works really, really well. So again, once this is all done and we're happy with it and the scribing's done and the riveting's done, it will get a final very light coat of primer right over the top, which hopefully will even some little bits out of the scribing work, because I clearly, as you can see, I'm not very good at it, especially freehand. That's my attempt at freehand. And so yeah, it's one of those ones where just take your time, put some music on, just work your way through it methodically, and then obviously you'll be absolutely fine. So that's what we've been doing here. So to help me in my endeavours, because the kit instructions give you no ideas really about panel lines and obviously riveting, what I've done is I've used from a different kit. This is for the FRS1 kit for the kinetic one, but you can probably see it. It's got all of the panel lines as they should be right the way through on here. And then because I've got no idea where the riveting goes, I've got sets of these. So this is admittedly off of a GR7, but it'll give you a rough idea where the riveting and how the riveting should go, right the way through. So again, that's what we sort of just been sort of copying from to give us a baseline of where it is. Obviously, we're not copying this 100%, and it's not going to have all of these in it. But I'm just doing a little bit of, right, well, if it's got a panel line there, it's probably going to have riveting there type of issues right the way through. So that's literally what we've been working through on this one to give us a bit of an idea of where it all is. So somewhere in between both of them, I'm hopeful that we'll come out with something looking pretty darn good. But so far, I'm really happy with it. It's coming on nicely. Plan of action tomorrow, I reckon another couple of hours. Rescribing, re-riveting, we get the other half done of it. That'll complete it. Said light coat of primer. Hopeful Thursday, we'll actually get a little bit of paint on this. So by the weekend, it will be painted and ready to be sort of deckled and everything on next week. And then obviously from that, it'll just be a case of all the little bits and sundries. So we've got the nozzles, all the various things, and it can literally start coming together. But it's one of those ones, you can't really rush it. And that's what I'm not trying to do on this. I don't want to just sort of push it through and we won't worry about re-riveting it. We'll just do the major panel lines and that's it. We want it to look right. It's a big investment in time, but hopefully it's going to pay me back in the end as well. So it'll be one of those. It'll be really well worth it. It will come out exactly how I wanted it, and I won't be there thinking, do you know what, I wish I'd done this or I wish I'd done that. So I've pretty much done everything I've wanted to do with this particular kit. So yeah, pushing along very nicely on this one. So yes.
What have you been using then?
Sorry, scribing wise.
Yeah, what's your scribing?
My poison of choice is I've got these, which are the Hasegawa Tri-Tool scribing set, which are thin. And the reason I use these is because I've had these for near part of 20 years. And I just tend to use all these. They're quite flexible and they've got all the holes and your various things for doing stuff. So yeah, it's one of those ones. I've never really tried anybody else's. I've got these, they work for me, so I tend to stick with those. I have got a steel rule as well, just in case. So anything that's big and flat, we can use this one, which is actually really handy for when you're riveting, because it's got a bit more of an edge on it. The trouble if you're using very, very thin photo etch, when you're using the riveting wheel, it can ride up and it won't obviously go to the side of it. So sometimes it's easier. Scribing wise though, to be honest with you, I have two of mine, of the three, because I've got another one here somewhere. Where's the third one? I have got another one here somewhere. Here it is. So these are by John Wojtek, UMM. And I must admit, I've been using these for absolute ages. So you've got the O2, which I quite like because this is like a short version. Really nice. You've got a blade on the end here, and I push. So all my big panel lines, it's not pulling, I push. I just find it's easier. And when I'm going around corners, like for instance, this one, this was done with this going around corners. So you're literally pushing around. So it's almost like engraving, which is quite nice. This is my standard one that I really like, which is the last one they did, the number 3. It's got a very nice blade on it. It's got a nice handle. It's long and you can just get it right in that position and you can just pull with it very, very nicely. I don't really use this one very much, I must admit, but this was the original one as well. But again, they've all got these blades on the side, so you can roll it over, get an idea, and then push it through afterwards, which is very nice indeed. And of course, just for stabbing things, I've literally got one of these, which is just a needle in a handle, just like that, just to poke holes in things. And that's literally it. That's all I use. Nothing massively fancy. I'd love to say I use massively expensive tools and stuff like this for great results. But honestly, I find those ones we've used before, like the Tamiya ones, look fantastic and they're very fine, but I can't get an even drag with it. With these, I pull it and I get a nice little worm of plastic appears. And that's it. I know where I am. The other ones, they rip. Unless you get the angle perfectly right, they tear instead of pulling, especially the finer ones. So, and again, because there's a lot of filler in this and there's a lot of super glue into it, when you come along with the finer ones, they tend to stop. And then you pull and you're off. So, but these ones tend to glide straight through any material. So again, I know it's personal choice. I know people who do it with pins. I know people who do it with blades. I know people who do it with razor saws. Whichever way you do your scribing, honestly, it's one of those. Don't be driven by it. It's what works for you at the end of the day.
So you're not an advocate of then the scribing tape stuff?
I have got the scribing tape, and I've got some very nice tape, courtesy of Kareen, which is somewhere. Here it is. So you can get these, which obviously Tamiya do them, but this is the Display do them as well on big rolls, which I think are a lot more cost effective. So this is carving guide tape. You can use these as well, and I have got, to be honest, because it's all right for somewhat problem stuff. So this is the Tamiya tape for going around corners for carving. But don't forget, all of these is dynamo tape. It's the old stuff for pushing out, your letters and stuff like that. So.
Oh, it's that dynamo tape, isn't it?
Dynamo tape, yeah. But you can get, because these are actually quite, they're big old reels of it, and you get loads of it. But this is 2mm, and then obviously this is a bigger one here. What's this? 7mm, and they do all the different sizes in between, and I've got loads of them here somewhere. So because I was given a load to have a play with, so yes,
that's the stuff I like. That is the Tamiya masking tape for curve. Because I've got that. I think we got some clay stuff, which is, I think it's done. Is it Mr. Hobby stuff?
It's Mr. Hobby. That's the one I just showed. I'm actually looking for my Tamiya, because I've got the Tamiya one as well. It's somewhere.
But this is a bit thicker. It's obviously for pinstriping and stuff. It's pinstriping tape, but it's like that sort of plasticky type stuff. But actually, I quite like this, especially using the UMM scribers, because I don't like scribing and I'm not very good at it. So any help I can get is the better, really. But
yeah,
I like this because you can use it multiple times. With Dymo tape, it's like one or two and it's finished. This stuff you can reuse it a few times before it wears out, and being the thickness it is as well, you don't slip or stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like I said, just the Tamiya masking tape for curves. I don't know what that one is. 2mm, is it? 3mm? I don't know. Whichever one that is. So yes, but scribing, yes.
There is a little trick you can do with Dymo tape as well to reuse it multiple times, and that's the old tape trick, isn't it? So what you can do is you can take a little bit of your tape.
Put your overhead on.
Yeah, you can take your tape, and then you can get your Tamiya tape, and you can just stick that down. And then if you peel this off, I need my glasses to do this. You peel this off like this, because you literally, if you're like me, you're really tight. Cut your Tamiya, your Dymo tape, I should say, in half. Preferably a straight line of it, but you get the idea. Then you can peel this off. I'll get the back off. So you can literally just come along with your Tamiya tape. Right. You have it on here like this. I go full screen. You have it on here like this, right? Then you can literally just come along, fold it over a bit, stick it down to where you want it, and then you can keep coming along and you can scribe up against it. And then once your Tamiya tape's gone, you can just peel off and then stick it to another piece and just keep going. And that will stick for absolute ages on there before it will lose its stick. So you don't sort of lose the thing to it. You can obviously, if you want to, fold it across like this as well. And you can literally just keep going at it, and just keep that edge on there. Whereas say, if you wanted to, you can just literally just place it to the edge. And that way you can just have it in there. Although I'm making a complete hash of this because I'm racing it. But you just literally come along like this, you place it down, cut, sorry, on there, scribe, lift it off, place it again, scribe, go again, right the way through. And that way you just peel this off and stick this back onto it, because this will hold onto here pretty much forever. You can make one of these bits, instead of it lasting 2 or 3 goes, because it will soon fill up with rubbish, you just do it off the tape. And you can just go along like that.
Pro tip.
It is. It's for people who are cheap.
Yes.
Like me. But that way you can literally make a piece of tape last an entire session. So, but yes.
Well, it is, because that Dymo tape's rubbish, isn't it, really?
It doesn't stick long, does it?
It
That's
doesn't,
the whole
but
point.
it's actually a nice thickness to scribe it again, so it's like win-win, really, with a bit of Tamiya tape.
Yeah. And again, these ones here, I'm getting one of these. It's basically, this is exactly the same stuff, but it's on a giant roll of it. So if I can find the end, I can get into the end. Where's the go? Let me go to in here. This stuff's got like black lines on it, and it's just a little bit thinner. It's more akin to the Tamiya tapes and all the rest of it. It's not as thick as this stuff. It's probably about the same as Tamiya tape. It's really, really thick. And again, what's nice is you've got the black lines, so when you put it down, you can see exactly where it is. So obviously, when it's clear, sometimes you can't see where your tape's going.
Yeah.
If you're up against a faint panel line. So these ones are actually quite nice on these. So these are the display ones.
You ought to try a bit on your on the Harrier.
What, a live
Not now.
bit?
I mean, when you rescribe
Yes,
it.
when I do it, yeah. But you can do. But again, the only trouble with this one is it's not as thick. It is thick, don't get me wrong, but it's not as thick as this stuff, for instance, like the proper carving tape, this is a bit thicker,
Mm.
but not by much. It'll still conform. But the whole point of these is obviously they're great for going around corners,
Yeah.
and over curves and convections and all the rest of it. Where obviously Dymo tape, again, the trouble you got with this is it doesn't like bending over certain things because it still hasn't got enough flex into it. So yes, but apart from that, all good.
Cool.
As I say, scribing's one of those things. It's just throw yourself into it. The more you do, the better you get at it. And when it goes wrong, don't panic.
No,
Hop along, little bit of filler, smooth it out, go again.
Yeah.
So
it is, isn't it? You've got to do it. If you're an aircraft modeller, you need to, not I won't say master, but be quite comfortable rescribing because you're going to do it a lot, especially on fuselage joins and stuff. So yes.
So yes, good stuff. So anyway, how's you, Matt? How's it going with you? Let's have a look at your stuff.
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm all right.
Show us what you've been up to.
So, printing.
Very good.
So his leg there, let's just say we had a couple of fails, but luckily it was the opposite. So I've managed to transplant his leg onto this one. It just, when we were printing this one yesterday, this leg didn't stick to the plate. So it was just a piece of flat resin really. But I'd printed one off on Sunday and this leg didn't print for some reason. It just didn't take. So we've managed to salvage a full figure anyway. But yeah, this is the little figures I was showing last week, which I was going to use for the 222 diorama. It's a set, and this is one of the set, and they should be like 1/16, and we shrunk them to 35th scale. But if you're into your bigger sort of armour, shall we say?
Yeah.
There's loads of figures out there on Colts 3D. This one's from. Bought a file. There's 6 figures on it, including Rommel, and yeah, you just pick one and print it. So I think he's just going to be a standalone. I've got some other bits to print off for it, but yeah, quite happy with that. It's not a bad sculpt either, to be honest. So I'll mount him up his backside on a piece of wood, usual. Get him painted once I've cleaned up all the filler. We'll see what we've got.
Turned out really nice though. Very, very good.
It is, yeah. Actually, when you get your super duper like goggles on, you can see the print layers, but actually it's really quite smooth. So anyway, he's going to get all rubbed down anyway, probably another coat of primer, so you'll bury that. But yeah, there is some really nice figures if you want that sort of thing. So that was like bit of Sunday and yesterday, and then in between I've been doing the odds and sods on this so we can kind of get it finished. So from Saturday we were last on, weren't we?
Yeah.
So as you can see, I moved on a bit. I've got the lights in the grill. And like painted some of the aluminium bits at the back, or steel, whatever they are. I can't remember what they are on these. Got the lights in. Obviously, got it together now. It's not as warped as it was. It's still a little bit, but
so nothing noticeable now. Yeah.
Bit of body roll.
Yes.
I'm going to call it. So next thing, I've got to get the decals on it. The top's done, so that'll just drop into place like so. Which then will leave wipers and mirrors. And then we can go on to some weathering.
Very nice, very cool. There's a nice thing with the old Esky kits, they go together really quick.
Yeah.
You say you put as much detail into it as you like, but if you just want to just get on with it, then that's the way to do it. What's what?
What's that for?
That's your intake.
Is that your air breather intake?
Yeah.
Oh, is that for your snorkel intake?
Because normally, you bolt your snorkel to that.
Yeah.
So,
I was actually looking at that one I sent you.
Yeah.
Because obviously you can put on either side, and this is a right-hand drive one. But when is that right on this side? Because I thought
it'd be on the other side, on the right-hand side. It's on the right, but I could be wrong.
I went off that one I showed you.
Yeah.
Which is a right, and I've just copied that. So.
Oh right, okay. Good to know.
I could have it on the wrong side. I'm not an expert, but
I can't remember.
Do you know what? It's stuck on there. Actually, do you know what I think it should be this side? Because you know it's not clear, don't you?
Yeah.
So if anybody Land Rover aficionados, I apologise because I think I've stuck that on the wrong side and I ain't pulling it off because I'm going to wreck my paint. So this is Ed Modifications. So
that's it. It's been modded, deeply modded. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bit odd, to be honest. But yeah, so anyway, here's a Land Rover in all its blue glory.
Very nice.
We will get it all pulled together somehow. Actually, I don't think it looks too bad anymore.
I don't think at all. I think it looks absolutely fine. It'll be all right. It'll be absolutely fine.
So yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to. Not a lot else, to be honest. Like I say,
Very.
just worky stuff. And talking of worky stuff, could you do a quick advert for the PM store?
I will. One second. I just want to. Obviously, I've only just read this on the
Yes.
chat. Obviously, massive condolences to Peter because I've
Yes.
just literally read that on there.
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously,
Yes. Thoughts are with the Peter.
thoughts are with you and all the rest of it. Absolutely horrendous time for you.
Yeah.
And but yeah, we are all here for you. Don't forget. Right. Okay. So over on the PM store, we have look. We've got a big gap here. Why have we got a gap? We need a.
Because I deleted what was
Oh,
up for the weekend.
is this you? We need to get our tech department on that.
He was very busy today.
Oh, is he? He's been invoicing.
Yeah. So just nip into special offers.
Okay, special offers we have.
Some new stuff. Look what we've got
the F5. So that kit there is technically, yeah, it is. That's right. That's the sister one to my one because that's the two-seater.
Yes.
So it's the EN is the normal version and the F is the two-seater.
Yes.
So very nice. Nice to see that kit back.
Yes, sporadic versions, but yeah, it is back.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the Takum Israeli.
Yeah. Seraph one.
Seraph, that's how you pronounce it. Yeah.
Yeah.
New release. We've got one in, so we've put it on offer. We've got the other ones in, so if you do want to do that one.
Yes.
And if you scroll down a bit, because some of them are like, because we're rotating it as we keep going. So from the Great Wall Lobby Shooting Star, Fleet Aeron Avenger, the Italian truck, which is the Lancia, obviously the A-Wing was up, Skewer. Yeah. The Saladin from Saturday, I think, as well, if you want to do a bit of British armoured car.
Yes.
So a few bits, like I say, we're changing them out as and when there's a few in there that will probably get changed out by the end of the week because they've been up there. So yeah, if there's anything you would like, and then I don't know, I'm sure there's something new arrivals, to be honest.
Hold on, have a look at new arrivals.
Show people, but we'll go over this tomorrow anyway with PM. But quick look for you who are on today. Oh, there we go. The Seafire.
Seafire's in.
Them. So the Ifix Seafire is in, and the big old Havoc,
which is a very nice kit, and now the nice it's not Zoom look set is available for it as well.
Yeah, and a set of wheels, resin wheels from Edward, I've noticed, or Edward,
very nice.
however you want to pronounce it.
I've got one here of this particular kit, so I will do a review of it this week. So look out for a big old review on that one. I'll clear some space.
It's big
in time for the Harrier because it is huge. The box is bigger than my desk.
It is big, isn't it? But that's
huge.
Box art, isn't it? If that don't inspire you to build one, nothing will.
No, definitely not. That's really. I do like the way that it's got the light reflecting off the back of it like that because it shows all the detail up as well. I think it's really, really nice.
Yeah. It's a lovely render, isn't it?
It is, and it's got all the nice sort of weathering with it, and yeah, it's it. And like as me and Matt will testify because we were looking at pictures of them, and yeah, they are proper beaten up during the war.
Yeah, they're really gnarly.
They are properly gnarly. Yeah.
So loads of inspiration when you're building one for painting and weathering them. So yeah, and obviously I presume there will be other versions of, and it'd be nice if they downscaled it a scale.
Yes.
Because we're crying out for a new A20 in 48.
It'd be really nice in 48. Yeah, absolutely.
So, obviously, we'll take what we're giving in 32nd, but hopefully, they will downscale it like they've done some of the other kits they've done.
Yeah.
So, waiting for the RAF version, with the glass nose, the bomber.
Yeah, the bomber one. Yeah.
Would be, again, you could do it over in the desert or the Med.
Yes, yeah.
Some nice ones, but yeah, and then obviously the Pacific ones and the gunships and the
the strafers and all the rest of it.
The versions that can go out with that. So yeah, so there we are. So we're up to date.
Very nice indeed. So obviously, where are we? There we go. I did finish off Blue Thunder, and I did have a photo for it, but I've seen to put it down. Hold on, if I do this, I can. I haven't got the photos on this system, but I can get them. Hold on 1 second. Where are we?
Plunder.
Blue Plunder is finished off. Where are we? Here we go. No, that's not. That is. There we go. Where is it? Because you probably would have seen it in the thumbnail. If I can get it to load. Come on. There it is. Right. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? So. Here she is in all her glory. Hopefully you can see it. There you go. All done. Very happy. I think she turned out all right, actually. It's one of those ones for a straightforward, nice, quick build. I know it didn't seem quick to you guys, but I was doing it literally just hours at a time. I think it went together really well. Yes, I didn't put the red bit on there and all the rest of it before anyone complains because I couldn't be bothered.
At least you're honest.
I am honest with this, but as I say, it is done. It's nice, and again, it's a nice, good kit. It's typical of Monogram of its day. Such a shame that the company's no longer with us. It's one of those ones where I really do feel that where would they be today if they had just carried on that as they were from the sort of 80s, early 90s, and just carried on without being distracted with mergers and buy-ins and buyouts and all of that, and they just kept their core and just carried on, you know?
Who knows? Because they had got it down to sort of good detail with not a lot of parts count. So I wonder if they'd have carried on with that trajectory, or they would have gone with everybody else and just like 100,000 parts for one that can be done in like 3. Like they did. I don't know. It's one of those things we'll never know. But yeah, it would be an interesting conversation. But I think since last year, was it, or whenever we did the thing, I think we've both become a bit of Monogram fanboys, to be honest. It's probably a company I never even considered to be before, if I'm honest.
I was going to say, to be honest with you, the only thing I ever took from Monogram was the Century series of jets, because I built pretty much all of them. And they were always fun, straightforward builds. But again, that's in the 90s I did that. Really haven't bothered with them for the last 20 years. And you forget, don't you? And then coming back, you're like, do you know what? That's really nice, Some really nice stuff they've done there. So exciting.
It is, yeah.
Right, let me just stick my head round here because I need to see if I'm still printing. And I can turn it off if it's finished. Oh no, we're about 95% done. I will turn it off as soon as it's done. But it's still going up and down. So anyway, big news. Clearly, we can move this out of the way. Let's move the cans. Right, that can go over there for the minute. We'll clear that out. So next build up from me, for the live shows anyway, is this, the Tie Interceptor. And funny enough, I went on the main site and I haven't put any of them on. So I've built all of these as video builds in one stream or another, but when we moved the site over, like 5 years ago, whatever it was, for some reason, I never put the actual builds up. So there's a couple floating around on the main site in different places. Where are we? Oh, I've got ours up. Where's that? Hold on, that's that. Let me just grab me. For some reason, I see everything else on here, but I don't know why I've got a sale still on, because clearly we haven't. Right, okay, so if we go over to video builds, just down in here. So these are all the full video builds. This is the members area, so these are all just full video builds, just the members. So down in here, I've got the big 48 scale X-Wing that we did. I've got obviously this is the little version, the 144, because obviously we have done the 72nd Bandai one as well. We've got the Y-Wing, but we've got none of the TIE fighters. They never made it over.
Oh no.
So, but anyway, we have got, if we go straight to the top again, and then go into the classic builds, which are free to watch. Anybody can go off and watch these. We have got, obviously, the 77 X-Wing, 72nd X-Wing. That is up there, but that's it. So, for some reason, and I will go and find them, and I will probably put them in the free area to look, to watch, because I've done them all. Literally. Where's the Tidarium shuttle we did? It's only because literally I thought of it and I went on there. I was like, they're not up there. So yeah, the Tidarium shuttle needs to go up there. We did a Y-Wing.
The Walker.
The Walker's not up there. Yeah, the ATST isn't up there. The ATAT.
So what happened to the ATST? Because that was the one where legs fell off when you.
It did. He just dissolved on me.
Yeah, the ATAT.
Yeah, I know. Well, anyway, they're not up here. I will, this week at some point, I'll find a bit of time and I'll go and get them all, because they're all just there still, and I will get them over and they'll put them up in the classics area and go off and watch the video builds for them. But it includes all the figures as well, because I've done all the Stormtroopers. I've done them all. I've got a cabinet full of them there. So, but anyway, I will sort those out. Apologies. It's just I completely overlooked. In fact, I haven't even got Tumblr up there, because I was at the same time, I was like, well, where's Tumblr?
Perhaps Batman Tumblr we did. Sci-fi section.
Yeah, perhaps we
just a video build sci-fi on their own.
Yes.
Because then obviously easy to navigate there. You've got to go all the way through. You could just go and see the sci-fi. Because it's the shuttle. I didn't see it, but I presume it's the Enterprise. That's up there, though, isn't it?
Yeah, the Enterprise is. Yeah, because that's one of the newer ones and all the rest of it. Yeah, the big Enterprise is up there and the rest of it. Just all the Star Wars stuff For some reason, hardly any of it made it over when I moved the sites. So again, I will sort that, and again, they'll be up for free to watch. You can go off and see those. I'll go and dig out the old files for them and make sure they're all in the right places. But yes, so anyway, this is obviously the Bandai 70-second Tie Interceptor. So it's the one with the pointy front, as I call it. So basically, it's Darth Vader's in a sort of way. So, but yes, it's all right. It's a good one, this one. So it's got the pointy one. So you just need to 3D print a bomber, TIE bomber. That would be the way. But in here, because I have done the review of it, as you can see, it's all, you come with a nice stand. If I just grab the camera a minute, Matt.
You could have a camera, mate. I need to get some water.
All right, you grab some water. So in here, you get a stand for it and a little bit of floopy bit down in here. We've got the clear parts. And again, the great thing with the clear parts is there's an option. You don't have to use them because obviously all the ones in real life didn't have glass in them. So I'm a bit of a purist. I don't tend to do it. If you've never worked with Bandai before, they're almost snap-type kits. So we've just got these and these and these. And then obviously it's partly colour-coded as well. So you've got the actual foils are done separately to the main parts, as you can see, so that's quite nice with it. But the big thing is, and sometimes it can throw a lot of people, is the old instructions. So just let me walk you through instructions, because they look quite complicated, but honestly, they're not that bad. So there's just some things to look out for when you're doing these. Obviously, this is decal placement, so that's not too bad down in there. In fact, this is one of the early ones. It's not as bad as some of the later ones. But you're just looking out for signs like this. So this here, you often see these with Bandai kits, and it's like, what does that mean? It means it's a click fit, so it has to go in and actually click in. So if it's got two little asterisks coming off of it, it means it pushes in and then keep pushing, and it will click in, and it will then lock in to position. So you just have to make sure it has those done on there. And like down in here is another version of it. You can see it says about doing clicks. So just make sure they all click in, because otherwise what will happen is you'll have alignment problems and they'll never work. So yes, I think pretty much this one's all good. In fact, this one isn't as complicated as some of the other ones. Some of them can be proper complicated.
Yeah.
So yes. Very nice, but we thought we'd tackle the good old Tie Interceptor. And again, it'll go together quite quickly within an episode or two. And then obviously, I'm not going to worry about painting the inside as such, because you don't really see it. But obviously, we will paint and weather the outside completely in my usual way, which is quite good. And that's where it comes in quite nice with this, because we can somewhat put this together, and then you can either mask it off for the black areas, or you can have them as a loose fit and then click them down once they're done as well. So again, you've got options for doing it that way. But generally, they are mojo building kits, I always say, because there's not a lot to it. And they go together really, really quickly with really no fuss. So that's the plan, or somewhat the plan anyway. So yes. Just to answer a couple of questions, because questions are coming in as well. Somebody was just asking about, is the Trumpeter F-35 any good in 32nd? Again, it's a big lump.
It's massive.
It's huge, and they're bringing out all three flavours of that. So we got the A, they're bringing out the B, and the C.
The A's out and the C's out already. I think it's the B.
We're just waiting on the B, isn't it? Which is due any time now.
Yeah.
How they stack up against everybody else's, again, is a little bit out for debate. Because, again, the Italeri one only does the A. And so, really, that's the only one around in 32nd. We're somewhat assuming that this may be a bit of a spin-off from the old Panda kit, because Panda were bringing out an F-35 until they demised. There was renders of it, there was mock-ups of it and all the rest of it. So I'm assuming that's probably where that kit has ended up, maybe.
I don't know, to be honest, it could be.
But again, you've got, I know it's 135 quid that kit, isn't it, or something?
Something like that is. Yeah, but to be fair, that's
it's a big lump. It is a lot of lump.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's one of those ones. It might seem expensive, but actually it is, because it's just a lot of money on there. So, who remembers the Star Trek episode with the F-104?
Hey, what?
I must have missed that one.
Yeah, you must have. And I don't watch Star Trek, so I don't have a clue. Sorry, not my thing.
Oh, in other news, I was doing this at the weekend. Look, I painted up my little glue holder, my micro set and soul holder.
Oh, look at you, how posh.
I know, but I've done it in gloss black, and I wish now I hadn't actually done it in gloss black.
That should be matte black, mate.
It should be matte black, I know, so I might redo it.
Just put matte coat on it.
Yeah, I probably will, but yeah, that's the ones. Coming soon, that one. And then
Printing them off as we speak.
I'm printing them off. I've got 10 done so far. So, yes. But me and Matt were saying we're going to have a competition. Who can decorate them the best?
Yeah.
That's what we need. A make-off. It's like a bake-off, but not quite.
Yeah, Flory make-off.
Yes. So, anyway. So, you know I've been doing these tool reviews recently.
Yes.
That have caused a little bit of an outcry.
Yes.
Just to wind up the purists, because look, I'm cutting right up against the part. And I'm not using God hands.
Oh no. And him. Burn him.
You know, and this is my thing. If you do it, use a tool a certain way, that's because that's the way you do it. But I don't have to do it that way, because I do it the way I find works best for me. And that's the thing about the hobby. You can adapt whatever it is to make it your own style and the way you do it. And from my point of view, as you can probably see, I've got zero, or pretty close to zero bits hanging off of here. So really, that's why I can't be sort of bothered to do the 2-cut process. And these aren't particularly nice. These are just, to be honest, Master Tool snips. They're not even the nice snips, you know? But for some reason, people get it into their head that you're wrong because you do it your way. And no, life isn't like that.
Definitely not.
Some funny people out there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they watch a lot of my reviews.
Luckily, they're not in chat.
It's a shame.
Is it?
So
I tell you what, thing about car kits, not a lot of decals. Unless, of course, you're doing a race car or a rally car or something. But yeah, doing a bit of a civilian, a couple of number plates. Job done.
Yes.
Perhaps a couple of badges, and that's it.
So I think what we do is we're doing this particular episode. I'll pop this together, and then we'll just simply do a quick paint job on it.
Are we going to time you then? How fast you can build a Bandai kit?
Yes, I think we should have a competition. We were saying about that. I might build a Phantom and just do it in 24 hours.
I can send you one.
Hasegawa Phantom in 24-hour speed build.
Yeah, I can
I'll
send
do it live.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so that's all phase 1 of the bits all off here. So we can just somewhat poke some of these together. I don't remember how this goes actually. So this one comes on here. We're not going to worry about putting the pilot figure in, methinks.
You're not doing it in flight?
Could do. The one thing I've never worked with is you get the silhouette of him. And it's like, why do you need a silhouette of him? You could just have him in it.
Do you actually see a lot in the cockpit?
No, you don't. You see naff.
There you go then.
Well, I do it because, to be honest, I've got upstairs built 3 TIE fighters, and what else have I got? I've got Darth Vader's ship. What else have we got there? TIE fighter wise, there's quite a few up there. I need to bring them down really. Okay, so we got this, and then we can do the little thing down in here. And you might notice we're not using glue, which is quite handy.
Because it's snap tight.
Because yes, it's like a kid's toy. Don't say that, we'll get in massive trouble.
Yeah, don't say that, Phil.
Don't upset people.
Well, you have now, haven't you?
Yeah, that's it now. That's it, we'll be out with the pitchforks. Right, okay, so with that bit done, then which is the back and bottom and tops with these, if I remember rightly. So that's the front. This must be the back. So that pushes into here. I have to say though, if you've never built seriously a Bandai kit, it's one of those ones where you should give it a go, because they are. It's as beautiful as Lego, but with all the detail of a kit. Ooh, put a bit in. Do you know what I need for this? I need a spreading tool.
Do you?
If only one existed.
Spreading tool.
For people who don't know, just go and read the comments from my display starter tool set.
The departure set, please.
The departure set. See, look, you could use a proper tool for this, but I'm just going to do it manually.
Do you need your goddamn to build that?
Well, apparently, yeah, you do, because you can't do it any other way. Personally, I think rubbish. Oh no, you don't need it. It's not going yet. When did this go in then? I thought it's gone in now.
Nice representation of some mirrors.
Or has it got like the foily type ones?
No, it's just a kind of a silvery decal, but
Oh, right, okay.
it'll do.
Yes.
It'll do. Snap that. Snap that bit. Quick, get the lid on that because it absolutely stinks.
Remember, if you want to send Matt anything salt and vinegar, chipsticks.
Yeah, it'll go straight in the bin. I am partial to a can of Iron Brew Extra. In fact, to tell you what I did have, I'm not really a massive fizzy pop drinker, but you ever tried Tango Dark Berry?
No. So I don't really drink that type of stuff, but
yeah, I don't normally. But I tell you what, it's sugar free. But yeah, it's really nice.
Right. Okay. So.
Right, that's it. Decal's done. Happy days. Let that dry off. Where's my lid gone? I'm going to paint my holders satin black, I think.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to paint them satin black, and then I'm going to dry brush them aluminium with what's is it 213?
Yeah.
Of the Mr. Colour range.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll really cool, like that brushed metal look. That's what I'm looking for. So. Oh.
Yeah, look at that lovely detail.
Got the chat.
Okay, right. So now we've got to do the thingy things at the front.
Does anyone know anything about the Great Wall Hobbies 148 F14B? Is it a new tool or Reeboks? It's a new tool, Stephen.
Yes.
It's a new tool kit. I dread to think what price it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's definitely a new tool. Root beer. Do you like root beer?
No.
I like root beer, Ed. I'm with you with that. I've not had it for a long time, but it's one of them. What's it made out of? Sasquatches or something, isn't it? Armadillos.
Armadillos.
No, it's a root, isn't it? Somebody will put it on chat properly what it is, but yeah. Sarsaparilla or something, is it? Something like that. Could be wrong, but yeah, root beer. Used to get that in McDonald's and that, didn't you? When they first opened, and then obviously because we Brits don't know what root beer was, I think they dropped it.
Yeah, I've never been a root beer fan. A few of my friends are well into it, and I'm just, yeah.
What about cream soda?
Yeah, I do like a cream soda. Alex has a thing for cream soda. He's a right proper cream soda addict.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that just normal or strawberry cream soda?
No, I think he just has the normal one.
Oh,
he
right.
quite likes the Tesco's one. You know, The Tesco's own brand thing or whatever it is, you know.
Oh, okay. Sarsaparilla, that's what it's made from, isn't it? The root beer. Do you know what? I might have to get some. That and dandelion and burdock.
Oh, I forgot to put a bit in my haste.
You what, sorry? Are you building it wrong?
I am building it wrong.
And I can't get it apart.
Hold on. We need to put the bottom bit. But I'm not looking at the instructions. That's the trouble. I should literally look at the instructions.
Do you know what? Perhaps you actually should.
I should. It might speed this up a bit.
Because you know what Bandai's like. If you get it together, you can't pull it to bits.
Well, you can if you've got a special tool.
Have you got that special pencil? What, a chisel?
This one should have gone in first, I do believe. I don't think this can go in afterwards.
I'll tell you what, Ed, I've never heard of Fanta grape. Isn't that just wine?
Great.
Oh. If Fanta did wine.
Do you know what? I'm going to get it. I'm going to get my spreading tool.
Oh, God. Steve said, go ahead if you will.
Sorry, I popped out my microphone to my thingy.
I could hear we had a massive reverb.
Yeah, sorry, that was me. It's all right. I've got a special tool for this. All right, who knew? Look, everyone, I've got one of these.
Oh, look at that! It's like a flick scraper.
It is. To be honest, I cut bits off
yourself on full screen because I think the people need to see this thing in action.
Oh, do they? Right. Okay. So when you put your kit together incorrectly, you can use this as a spreader, and the idea is you chuck it in between the things, and you can wiggle it all apart. Look, because it's specially designed to do this without breaking your parts.
Is it?
No.
No, is it? It's just a flat bit of steel in handle, surely.
Well, I know that, you know that, but the purists out there will say this is a Gumpler tool. There you go, look, see? You can press the button and it goes back in. Ah. Right.
Okay.
Right, that needs to go in there first. That goes in here.
You're not just even going to get a coat of matte black?
Where?
In the cockpit. Well, I'm just asking because I've never built one, so I don't know. Or is it a bit?
You don't really see much in here. Look, I'll show you.
Then you got an aerosol can, just plastic. Oh, I can see grey.
But the thing is, if I did them, you wouldn't see the pilot in there. Do you know what? I've always painted the other ones. If you want to see the painted ones, have a look at the other ones because all the other ones have been fully painted.
Okay.
So, right, hopefully I can get that to go over.
Right, going to let them decals set on the Land Rover. I think what I'm going to do is clean the filler up on my figure while we sat here. Not very big, is it?
All right, it's not what you got. There we go. Right, back on track, everyone. Do you know what? Just looking at the instructions, I can't even see it. It says about putting that in. Oh, yes, it does. There it is. Yeah, it's this bit here. It mentions about popping that in first. There we go. Right, okay. So now we've got the fuselage done. We can now work on the body bits. So again, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop it together now.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I will dismantle, repaint, and then we'll go through the weathering process and all the rest of it.
What's the thing at the top?
That's the little shadow of the pilot.
And what for?
So he stands next to it and looks shadowy.
Why did they just do a...
I don't know. This is one of those weird ones. I don't get it either. But yeah, that's the whole point to it. Hold on, let me hook him out.
I've never seen that. Do you get out like that with the X-Wing, or is it just the TIE Fighter?
You get proper figures with them.
Oh, right. So the Empire don't get the same love?
Apparently not.
That's a bit of a con, isn't it? A bit of a swizz.
So there you go. You get a little shadow.
Flat Eric.
He's a bit thin.
yeah, he is a little bit. Oh
So you
dear.
can have a shadow of him. There's a
Also, you're
shadowy
supposed to have
figure.
mood lighting, are you, to
Yeah, that's it.
behind him and all that stuff. Oh, we've heard it all now. Who'd have thought? Phil, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Have you got any blue sanding sponge?
Maybe. What, the sheets of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Running low.
Like this?
Yeah, that stuff.
Yes. Yeah, PVA and flock him and he won't look so flat. Yeah, the sanding sponge is worth thousands now. This is true.
Yeah.
It's that thing, isn't it? They've suddenly gone massively up in value now. You can't have them. Should have done this years ago.
Yeah. I'm still wondering what to put that starter set up for. It's a real collector's item.
It is, proper collector's item.
Did you save yourself one?
What, a starter set?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or did you get rid of them?
No, I've got one here.
There's a
Put it in a frame. Yeah, it's going to go in a frame. I think with like with most things, it was that thing where it's like, you know, you sort of take them for granted. So
yeah.
Definitely. So I've kept one of those. Obviously, I've got some spares for myself. I must admit, I did use the display ones earlier. And they're not too bad at all. They're self-cleaning, which is better than pretty much everybody else's sander out there.
So there you go. Is that like a loose recommendation, is it?
Loose. They still could do with some more cushioning on them. They're a bit harsh and the grits are all wrong, but apart from that, they're really good. But yeah, if you've got a self-cleaning sander, the nice thing is they don't clog up. And obviously, as soon as they clog up, it's just not worth doing, you know? No. So from that point of view, you know, yes, I think they're all right. So, all these kits, they're always keyed. So you're going to have to go around and work out where the key is. There we go, that's that one. So it's one thing to remember, if you're ever building any type of Bandai kits at all, is that they are keyed, so you literally have to get them the right way. Otherwise, it won't go. And it is that thing, if it's not going, it's easy to blame the kit, but actually it's probably you. So they do have left and rights and everything. So like in here, this is all just pushing in absolutely lovely because it's all designed for it. And it almost holds its own weight, which is very nice. But if you find it's not going, never force it. Chances are you've got a left and the right round the wrong way, or there's a little bit of a problem, because trust me, I've never ever known a Bandai kit to be wrong. They're just too well engineered for that.
Yeah.
So the bit where you're having to lean on it to get it to go, it's that you've made a mistake. And then what will happen is you'll try and fix said mistake by cramming it or sanding a bit off, or welding it in place, and you'll find out, oh, later on you should have used a different part.
I think Tammy are very much the same, aren't they?
Yeah. But yeah, many a time when I was first starting with these kits, I was like, oh, why won't this go? This kit, it's rubbish and blah, blah, blah. And then you suddenly realise that you're like, yeah, hold on, it's keyed left and rights and everything. Like this is a classic example. This one here won't go in the top because if you look in here, there's a little tab just inside. Doesn't line up with this one because actually it's designed for this one. And this one will come down. And it is the tab fits the correct slot, so forth and so on, and it will go in and hold in. So, yes. Right, so we go like that. We go like
that. I say you always say it, but then Bandai Star Wars kits is just a joy, aren't they, to do?
Yes. As is pretty much all the Bandai range.
Yeah.
And also what's clever with them is that they're all designed to lock each other in. So like just down in here, this one holds this together, the front together. And obviously down the back here, this one at the top will hold these two together. So again, it's all these little things that are working to lock everything in place.
Christy was saying his favourite Flory sanders are the ones with the black grit on one side and a blue sponge on the other.
Yeah, the dual sanders. Yeah.
What was your best seller?
Again, different. The blue and white ones.
Yeah.
Obviously, because that was one of the last ones we did. They were, obviously a really good seller because obviously, as you say, you've got the dual side of it. You basically got a sanding sponge and a normal sander in one. So they were always very good. And then obviously you've got the thing where the traditional blue one, just the normal blue sander its own, that was always incredibly popular. So, yeah. I'd say the polishes as well were incredibly popular. They used to always go well.
Was that the green, the new greener ones or the original big buffers?
They would have been the actual green and white thinner ones,
Yes.
The big buffers were obviously very good as well.
So just a question to chat then. What do you think to this 35th Spitfire that Border are bringing out?
Again, interesting, isn't it?
No, they're persevering with it, which is, I think, good. They're committed, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
We were sort of having a bit of a discussion yesterday, weren't we, when I told you?
Yeah.
And actually, again, with the 35th range of sort of vehicles and stuff, it kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I think what I'll do is, the 190.
Yeah.
Because we've sold out, I've got to put an order in with company. I'll probably get one and send you one down. So you can
right. Okay. No. Yeah.
I think it's worth it. I think it's worth a review.
Yeah, definitely.
So, it's not everybody's scale with an aircraft for 35th, but so I'm really thinking of giving one a blast, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why Darren's just brought up, have you seen HK models are finally getting around to releasing the 48th Dam Buster? That's why the one Phil built is not available. It's I think that one's been dropped, which is odd. You don't normally drop stuff. But it's definitely not been available for a bit, so whether it's fully dropped, I don't know, or
again, I'm not being funny. They're a couple of months late for the anniversary. They'd been good if they got out for the anniversary. Could have cashed in, but they obviously didn't think of it.
Well,
So obviously, it was the 80th anniversary a couple of months back.
that's about right for all model companies at the minute, though, isn't it? They
It's going to be Dragon's kit of the Apollo anniversary kit, and they forgot to release it.
Yeah. Oh, well, you got the Revo one. What do you want?
I did. No, it's very nice.
It weren't very nice. All in crap.
All right, I'm just trying to sell it, you know.
You got to be honest.
It was an awful kit. I'd rather have done the Dragon one, but unfortunately, we wanted to do it for the anniversary, and the Dragon one wasn't available.
Do you want a Dragon one?
No, you're all right. I've done now, thanks. I don't think I need another massive rocket.
Oh, it stands upright. Don't take up a lot of room.
Yeah, but I've got my Lego one as well. So technically, that means I have 3 of them.
Yeah, but it's not 7 seconds, is it?
Right. So this is pretty much built.
Why aren't you convinced, Dirk? What's the matter with it?
What's wrong? What's he not
I don't
convinced?
know. He's just put. He's not convinced. I don't know what with, but he's not convinced.
Fine.
Please don't go into rivet counter mode. We just,
Yeah, wrong show.
Wrong show, wrong bunch of people.
What's that thing people say? Have an argument with somebody who cares? Now, Pepsi means 1/35th scale. He's not convinced with 1/35th scale.
No, perhaps not. Don't know. We'll see what he says.
So I think 1/35th scale works absolutely great for dioramas and stuff because there's just so much available for it. You know?
Do you know what though? Yeah, I agree with you in that respect, especially for vehicles and stuff. You know, I've always said about like lack of 30-second stuff.
Yeah.
And I know keep hopping on about 3D printing, but that don't make any difference anymore.
No.
It's absolutely irrelevant. I was actually looking for some pilots yesterday, for a Puma helicopter.
Right.
Just to see what's out there, and just in general pilots. Because obviously, like we were saying, if you're into this sort of thing, you've got to be really precise on your search engines when you're looking on STL file sites.
Yes.
Not just generally, let's just put something in and hope it comes up. I did actually find some really nice pilots. I did find some helicopter pilots, but I don't think they'd do for a Puma.
Right.
Which is a shame. But what's the difference between a normal Puma and a Super Puma?
Well, the Super Puma, didn't that become
bigger?
the Cougar? Well, I think it's it's an upgrade. Yeah, it's current to this day, isn't it? You can still buy those. Isn't that the two Airbus 212 or something? So, but yeah, I must admit I don't know the exact things to them, but yeah, I think it's probably better engines, power ratings, and all the rest of it.
Yeah. Is it any bigger though?
I don't think so. I think it's the same size overall. I think it's just got all upgraded interior. It's probably got a full glass cockpit these days with better engines and whatnot.
Right. Does anyone make 148 bomb trolleys for World War II? I will tell you what, I actually found it. Do you want an RAF one? Because I found a 3D file of an RAF bomb trolley.
Oh, there you go. Stop the clock.
Have you done it?
Built it.
Seriously?
Yep.
That's took you sort of like 10 minutes. Right, get another one, build another one.
That's it. I've got what we got there. Bandai wise. That's it. I've got quite a few. What have we got? I've got the
Speeder bike.
Yeah, I've got the speeder bike. I've got the the newer X-Wing, whatever it's called, the Resistance X-Wing.
Yeah.
I've got some clone troopers still to do.
Build a clone trooper. You can do that in half an hour.
Well, what I might do is I might start painting this guy up. So it'll be right. We'll get him done properly because I want to weather him as well because he's going to get a wash and the various bits and pieces and detail him up and everything. And what we will do, we'll glue him in and do it. But it's just to show literally how quickly these things go together. And they are really, really nice. They're fantastically detailed. You can see the details on it. Very, very nice indeed. I've got to do a little bit of parts cleanup as well and stuff.
God. Have you seen John's comment?
What's that?
Super Puma had a cape. Come on, John, you can do better than that.
So, yes. See, that's it. You buy with your Bandai kits. The only trouble is with them is that they actually go together too well and too good because it's an expensive hobby if you can put them together in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes, Darth Muzzer, I must admit, one time I did build a proper perfect grade Gumpler thing. That was the thing that amazed me with it, is that obviously the hands are moulded and then they're fully articulated. And it's moulded, injection moulding, but the hands are all positionable and you could move them and everything else. So, yeah, no, incredible. Very, very clever.
Well, yeah, I could say the engineering is just unreal, isn't it?
How do you move your cameras without moving your hand? You knocking it with your shoulder?
No, I've got my foot down here, sorry.
Oh, right. I was going to say, that's clever. He's panning his camera around. Has he got an assistant?
I wasn't supposed to. I've just caught it with me flip-flop. Because everybody needs to wear flip-flops.
Are they safety flip-flops in case you drop your tools?
Yes, mate. Yeah, absolutely. Was it you who put that picture up? It was, weren't it? About flip-flops and that.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please never show that ever again to anybody. They needed removing.
Yes.
Not the flip-flops, the feet that was in the flip-flop.
That bloke needs to see that farrier. The foot doctor.
The youth GP needs to get onto that, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Jesus. Yeah, that's not good, is it? Hey, I don't know if you can see this on camera. I'll show you some. Hold on.
Hold on. Can you go full screen? Yes.
Dust off. Let me just zoom in. You might be able to see it, you might not. Can you see his arm?
Yeah.
Can you see the print layers?
Yeah, I can see it, yeah.
It's cool, isn't it?
It looks like a tattoo.
It does, actually. It's really, might leave it there. He's had a tattoo done, dodgy tattoo. But yeah. So, I'll tell you what as well about this resin. It's really easy to clean up.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I must admit, I am going to play about using it as a filler because lots of people have said to me, "Have you ever done it as a filler?" And I haven't, but I'll give it a whirl.
Yeah, it might be worth it for certain joints, as long as you can get your UV in to cure it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, my print's finished. Hold on, let me just detach. I'll go and turn it off so it's not making a racket.
Right, Peter's asked a question and I don't know this because it's the export. Would the Takum A864 Saraf, is it? Saraf?
Ooh, look at that.
Are you listening?
Okay.
He's not listening. Oh no, Greg. Come on, Greg, have a word, mate. Crocs is just wrong. Crocs. What? No.
I saw something the other day with Crocs with headlights on them. It was like, seriously.
Crocs are just wrong. They probably come from other just. Mind you, I said that about Skechers and now I just never take them off my feet. So, Crocs could be. Got a delivery from Amazon. Let's hear that.
Nice.
Where were we anyway?
We're talking about the Eurocopter. Apparently, it's the EC225 Super Puma.
No. We're talking about the Takum A864 Saraf.
All right.
He's asking, would it be okay for Born in the USA SIG?
No, because it's not theirs. Don't forget, it's built under license and it's all been completely modded by the Israelis. So it's not American. You could do a normal one, obviously a Guardian or a normal H64, the longbow. That would be fine. But the Sharaf one, it's a bit like when you see what the Israelis do to the F-16s. It may be an X16 once, but it's not anymore.
Yeah,
So
well, that's it, isn't it? Yeah. Cheers, Greg. Yeah, it's all right. It's figure, isn't it? So it's a print, quite a nice. Yeah, it look pretty cool. It's all right when you.
Can you see a difference between 132nd and 135th? Does it stand out? Yes. We actually did something a few years ago now, wasn't it? When all the guys were down here, we had looked at the 35th scale 109 when it very first came out, and I put it next to my Revell because I got the kit of it, the 109 as well, in 32nd, and it's amazing how much difference in scale they are.
It's a lot. It's a lot more than you think.
It's about 2 centimeters longer for one. It's actually quite a difference. It's very noticeable. If you did put it on a table with nothing around it, I don't think you'd probably notice. But to be honest with you, if you were doing it with something that is in the right scale, it will be a lot different.
Wait, it sounds daft, but even the figures, I can't sell this, Greg, because it's you just got to get them off Cults 3D. I think we got this off. It's not one we can sell. It's just a print, an STL file we purchased. Yeah, even figure wise, there's a marked difference from scales for 35th and 32nd.
Yeah.
I think the thingy coming at 54mm 32nd, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Is roughly, because that's the old gaming, like the Waterloo
figure sizes. Yeah.
That sort of era. But yeah, if you do put one next to, like, say, a 35th figure, it's about 7 foot tall and a bit wider. So
yes.
Yeah.
But again, I think the nice thing is obviously if you've got other figures, you've got vehicles around it, you're doing a little diorama, then you're pretty well set then, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, the only thing I think is a bit of a letdown with these, and I think it's across the board, is the heads are nice, but they're a bit expressionless.
Yeah.
I think you could do with like a bit more animating, face-wise, just to, like I say, you can, especially with the 35th ones, obviously just use it like a normal resin figure and saw the head off, drill it and pin it and put a Hornet head in, or anybody else's, which is an option. But yeah, I think he looks all right as a standalone, but they do look a bit, I don't know, expressionless. Because if you look at these here, one of them, they could at least smile. Look. Can you see?
But there's the Germans.
They're nice heads, don't get me wrong. They just could do a bit more
happiness.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
A bit more life in the face.
But yeah, they'll do for what I want. I might actually, this one here with his hands in his pockets, I might print that off in 160 because I quite like that figure. I think it's quite a good standalone on his own. So yeah, good old CAD.
Nice. Phil, did you ever finish your Death Star trench run? No.
No, but it might do now. You've said it.
Oh, it might do now, because funny enough, hold on, if you just bear with me, I'll get it.
So, Christopher, this is 1/16th, but you can on your little printer thing scale them to whatever scale you want.
Yeah.
Do a bit of mathematics, work them out, and yeah, like I say, we downscale to 35th. You could do 48th or 1/9 or whatever, really. So, but yes, he's 1/16th.
Right. So, I have here. So, bit dusty, but if you remember, go back a few bits. I did a load of resin casting from this when I showed about how to do resin cast. Admittedly, it is a bit dusty, but it's all still here in one form or another. So I've got the originals, and I've still got an entire bucket full of them to do a trench run site scene. So
do you know if you ask nicely, John will design you some in CAD to do.
I think it'd be quicker to actually do like I did with these and make a mould. Do you know what? I only threw the moulds out the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, well the thing is that they've gone horrible because they only last a few months and then they go brittle. So consequently, I thought, do you know what? We will get rid of them. So yeah, so we have them all down here. Look, we can make up tiles to make a trench run. So I've got quite a few. Got walls.
That's only because I've rubbed through it, dirt. So yeah, it does look a bit skeletal. SAS figure in 1/16. I think you can get a bigger one, which Mitch's Military Models does. In fact, you know what? Actually, I'm sure I found I did a 3D file for SAS figures. I can't remember what I put in the search engine. I have to have a look.
I got printed out as many as these. Well, not printed, I say cast. Do it that way. Do it that way. Try this way. Look.
How big was that trench run going to be?
Well, about this big. That was the thing.
It was going to be massive, weren't it?
Yes. It was quite big. Got another one of them. Another one of them. That's it, you see. We've got quite a lot here. Look, I've got a snow speeder glass bit in here as well still. Look, there's the old thing, the actual target. Stay on. And then also I experimented with just cutting up little ones as well. So we got little tiles. There we go. It's actually cutting them into little ones, and you could even deviate them even more. So just by playing around with it all. So yeah, very nice it was too, look. And I did separate ones of these as well. So yeah, we have in theory, but I tell you what, because I didn't know, this is a different one again. So there's another one. So I have to make another resin cast up, make up a mould and pour a load more. So yeah, this was the sort of plan for it. And then you could have your said TIE fighter coming down. It would have been fine.
I was going to say, put yourself on full screen. I stink of vinegar. Oh God, yeah, look at that. So what did you take the thing was? Was that with the X-Wing, weren't it, or the Y-Wing?
Well, this is from them all, because the Y-Wing comes with one base, and then something comes with another base. I can't remember, they all are now. But this is what it is. So here's the originals. These are the original ones. And then I just cast off of the originals in one form or another. So yes. No, that's all right. Look. So yeah, we have another one now. Because as I say, this base, I didn't know it had a separate one for this. I've assumed it would be the same as one of the others. So,
right, yeah, you build an old Death Star the
so
way
yeah, you can have an entire Death Star now. It'll be fine. So yeah, I think that's probably why I got disheartened, because when I worked it out how big this thing was going to be, it was going to be a little bit too big. So for what I was thinking, so at that point I decided, you know what, it's probably going to be a bit overkill, this one, because I have seen people who have done it and they've done cracking jobs at it, but yeah.
You could actually do it though, fella, then make it into a coffee table.
Yeah, well, this is it. A bit of glass over the top, and we're good to go.
Yeah, somebody done that with a Millennium Falcon, like it's coming out.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Does look ace.
That's a cool one, that is.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Or you could do an X-Wing coming out of the swamp.
Just lifting out.
Yeah. And have a little Yoda figure you've printed, you know.
Yeah, at least the resin doesn't degrade.
It's not warped.
No, it hasn't warped. It's still flat. It's all fine.
That's all right. So when you cast me that prop blade that I need.
That what?
The prop blade that I need.
Oh, right, okay. So I've never cast anything that small. In fact, these are probably some of the smallest castings I've ever done. So.
Yeah, but you've got more experience than I ever have. So you're the resin master. You're the resin master caster now.
Yes. But no. I must admit, what I might do is now we're doing bases and stuff, I might do something with that. Just again,
you might what, sorry?
I might do something with this. I might actually try and put together some type of something, little bit of a diorama type thing with this lot.
So just sorry, mate. Know the bits you've got left, as in what came with the kit.
Yeah, these bits.
Them bits. So what bit of a Death Star trench are they?
Well, it's supposed to be just generic sections off of it. These are actually taken from it. So these are actual tiles from it, and then these are wall tiles, they call them, I think it is, and all the rest of it, and down bits. But they did actually take them from the original film for these sections, you know.
So how was your setup gonna be then?
Well, originally I was going to do it like an L shape, so it was going to be literally, you know, so towards the camera, flat, and then one side of the wall, so you just look into it. You wouldn't have this side of the wall.
No.
Otherwise you wouldn't see it. Otherwise you're literally looking down into a hole of a trench. So I thought you could just sort of have it like an L shape, if you like, you know, with them going through. That was always the plan for it. So, yes. Because I've got them all, you see. That's why, to be honest, that's the reason I've got 2 TIE Fighters and Darth Vaders. Because originally I was going to have the X-Wing with Darth Vader and the 2 TIE Fighters. That's what it was set for. But then when I worked it out, it had to be bigger than this bench to get it in. Because even if you have, like, you know, because over the size of these, 1 TIE Fighter there, 1 TIE Fighter there, then you got Darth Vader's one's going to be here. Luke, you can't have him right in front of it, so he has to be a bit further down the line. So you're looking at something, to be honest, in 72nd scale about that big.
Yes.
So, because I've also got the trench guns off of the A-Wing kit.
Yes.
So I've got 2 of those as well, which I was going to position into it. So it looked like he was doing a proper trench run with it. But the logistics suddenly got out of hand when I was thinking, actually, it's going to have to be roughly, I think, about 2 meters. Sorry, about 1 meter by quarter of a meter. 250. Yeah. Well, it's going to have to probably, you could get away with 250 when I do it on here. So it'd be 250, sort of about this deep, which would be about right. But it was going to have to be 1 meter long. And then you're into that thing, it's like, that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of resin for that. So, yes. Don't know. I'll think about that. I'll put my thinking cap on. I'll go back where it was. Tuck it under there. To try and think of something to put down in it. But, no. It'll be all right.
It's a bit scary how fast you did build that, though.
And again, to be honest, if you're not into painting, you don't really even have to paint these because they are done pretty good colours and all the rest of it.
Just stick it on a stand and job done. Or...
Yeah, that's it. So, which we can do. Hold on, I'll pop it on a stand, look. So apparently this is sacrilege to do this, but I'll tell you what, it does work well.
What are you doing? I can't see what you're doing.
So literally you use the knife and you just put it down in here and push. And it is...
Is that your part separator?
That's my part separator, but it's really clean.
Oh.
But apparently you shouldn't do this. But it doesn't work.
Is that... So, right, hold on a minute. So what should you do with it?
It's for putting in between and wiggling bits apart. You know, with Lego, you get them special tools. It's one of them.
Oh, I see. Right, but you're using it as
an animal. Yeah, but it works really, really well like this. So when I was doing the review, I thought this is what it was. I thought, oh, this is quite good. This, like, you can just come along and you can just chop through. It's great for removing bits from spruce, especially the big gnarly bits. But then apparently, you don't.
Well, you do because it works.
Well, I know that. You know that. But apparently, the internet says no.
No. The internet's wrong.
You know, they get a bit funny.
Uh-oh, John's on the case, mate.
What's that?
We could digitalise it so it can be remoulded in ABS resin or something like that. Oh, God. Don't give him ideas, John.
Yes, that's a good idea, John. I think we should.
Because all he's going to do is make you more work. Oh, God.
Right, hold on. So this is this, this is this, this is this. So we need to remove the little bit off the bottom here with our part separating tool, or if you're a man you can just pull it off. Then we need the little bit to join it.
Oh, it's nose today. So is that from Jedi? Is it that one?
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is the one from Jedi. Well, that's where you see it anyway.
So technically, then you need that chasing the Falcon.
Yeah.
Yes.
In theory, yeah.
Oh, that's going to be a big diorama then.
Yeah. As I say, I'll bring them all down next week. I'll get down, obviously, the Falcon and everything.
Oh, ooh, Star Wars Day.
There we go. What is this bits for? Got these bits left over. Yeah. They do come on quite nice little stands, to be honest.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, I had the, I don't know if I must still have it, the snow speeder.
Yeah.
Which you can't get any more over here. That was
I've got the snow speeder over there. And funny, I've just found the canopy for it.
It's 48 scale, isn't it?
Yeah, because I haven't painted it. It's unpainted over there. It needs to be painted.
Oh, there you go. There's a live show thing.
There's a live show. Could do a snow speeder, but it's built. It's over there. What I'll do, if people are into this, next week I'll get them all out. Because I've got them all here.
Dust them off.
Dust them off. Well, I've got all the ones in the cabinet. So in there, the ATST's in there. And I've got the 144 Millennium Falcon. And I've got the X-Wing in there. And the Y-Wings in there. And then all the figures. And then upstairs, there's 2 TIE Fighters. Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. And then all the other bits. So, and then the big Bandai perfect grade Falcons up there as well.
Did you do Kylo Ren shuttle? Did you do that?
No, I didn't do that one. No, I just did a Tidarium shuttle. The big one. Which was a starter kit, which I upgraded. We added a load of stuff for it, rescribed it and weathered it.
But yeah, what's the big... there's another shuttle up there. A white one with blue markings.
Oh, that's the Y-Wing, isn't it? Yeah, that's the big Y-Wing.
No, it's all pointy, like a...
Not a Y-Wing, sorry. No, it's the shuttle, isn't it, from the new films?
What's it called? It folds, doesn't it?
It folds forward. The wings sweep all the way forward.
Yeah, that's the one.
So it looks like Buck Rogers' ship.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah, can't remember what it's called. Anywho.
Apparently, Top Notch do the camo set for the Airfix 24 scale Harrier.
Top Notch do. He is correct.
That's it. I do it.
Yeah. They do it for Spitfires and Hurricanes and all sorts of stuff. I even think they might do it for my 190, to be honest.
Yes. I must admit, you see, they're just talking about Phil get the 144 X-Wing and TIE Fighters. I've got them, the little ones that come in the foil packs.
Oh, yes.
And to be honest, they're really, really nice. We've built them on a live show before. I did them as a bit of a thing. And they are really detailed for what you get. A U-Wing, that's the one. Yeah, it's the U-Wing.
That's the one, yeah.
Because I've got the giant Lego one up there as well.
That could be one yeah.
There's got the huge Lego one, which is in the corner, and then there's a smaller one down the other side. So...
You could do something small with that little gorilla walker thing that I gave you. That thing. Look at that. Look at the size of that.
Bandai Special. This is the bit where you order for a Bandai kit and then that turns up and you're like, oh, I thought it was going to be bigger.
It was. It really was. I thought it was going to be bigger. But there you go. Still a great little kit.
It is. He's all right, bless him.
Yeah.
Yes, we've got Asuka starting soon.
You excited?
Don't know.
Or you just think now they're milking it and it's getting a bit...
It is getting a bit of all over the place, isn't it? Unless they're going to come together in some grand finale with them all in when all the time zone lines suddenly marry up. It's going to be like Guardians of the Galaxy, isn't it, in Ender's Game, where suddenly all of the ones come together for a big battle at the end. I must admit, I did watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3 last night. Not last night, night before. Because I hadn't seen it. That was good. Because I like Rocket. It's the story of Rocket.
I've only seen one. I don't think I've seen any of the others.
No.
Marvel, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is the Marvel universe. So, yes. Yes, I've done the Imperial Shuttle. That was a nice one. We could do a special Sunday Star Wars show where everybody could have the whole day making something Star Wars related. That's probably a good idea. We could do that.
Could do that for Turkey Shoot.
Yes. Yes, we can have a sci-fi turkey shoot.
Sci-fi fiction. If you want to do that, yeah.
So no. So what I would do is for next time, I will get this all apart, painted up, and that. Then we can go through because painting-wise, it's just going to be grey and black. Just probably a nicer grey than the more plastic grey this is. And then a little bit of dry brushing around, a little bit of oil work. Jobs are good on these.
So basically now you're going to take it outside, get your kind of primer out, and blast it.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. Don't fault you.
Have you seen the new logo, Concorde? No, what's that? I've got a heart thing in the way. Somebody write something underneath. Can you move that silly heart thing? It's in the way. It hides what people are saying. No, what's the new logo for Concorde then? Think quick boost and see, look, it's done it again. Oh, go away. You can't see past it. And CMK.
Lego Concorde.
Oh right, do you mean? Oh sorry, I can't read it. Yes, Lego Concorde. Oh, that would be nice. That would be quite. Yes, is it big? I've still got to do the McLaren. I've got the McLaren down there to do. My birthday present.
It'll be 1/32 scale.
Oh, so Lego doing a Concorde. I'm surprised I haven't done one yet, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's like iconic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're going through with the. Mind you, it's not going to be cheap, is it?
Yeah, look, it's over 1 metre long. So yeah, that'll be a couple of grand. You get charged by the foot. A couple of £100 per foot.
Yeah, that's going to be really, really expensive.
Definitely.
Cool. Right.
Okay, should we leave it there?
Yeah.
Very, very nice. Yes, keep hold of those. They'll be worth a fortune one day, Edward, because obviously, fine molds kits.
Yeah, what's he got? Star Wars?
Yeah, 72nd stuff. Keep hold of them.
Has he got a Slave One and a Django Fett Starship in 72nd, isn't it?
Yeah, they're going for good money, they are, or strong money.
Yeah.
Canada is set to buy the F-35A. Does anyone produce decals? Well, not yet, but I bet they will.
Well, yeah.
So yeah, it won't take long once they know the markings and what they're going to be, and somebody will be out with those really quick. So, what, the Concorde's only 170 quid? I thought it'd be a lot more than that, to be honest. Phil, what's the biggest Star Wars kit you've built? Plastic-wise, then probably the Millennium Falcon, the perfect grade Millennium Falcon from Bandai, because that thing's huge. It's like a dustbin lid. But say I've done other stuff in resin before, so it depends what you want. I've done loads of props, 1-to-1 scale props. Did the bowcasters on the site and stuff like that. Done E11 blasters and various things as well. But again, if you're talking plastic kits, I've probably built pretty much all of them over the years because I'm that sad. So yes. And I think you're right, it probably will be a grey, that F-35. Starting off with the colours, it'll be grey.
Merging into grey.
Merging into grey.
Shade of grey.
Slightly weathered grey with a black engine.
Yeah, that will be it.
That's how they be, yes. Very nice. Right, okay then guys, we will leave it right there. Thank you very much for joining us. Let me just have a look at this. Is that all it is? I thought it'd be a lot more than that. Do I want to go to the play zone? No, I don't. Go away. So yeah, there it is. It's in the car markings and that of the one down at Yeovilton that you would have seen the other day.
Yes, it is.
So, in the prototype markings.
It's a bit clunky.
It is a little bit clunky. Yeah. But then I suppose the trouble is it doesn't lend itself to be Lego-y, does it? Because it's very smooth and rounded and all the rest of it. So yeah,
it's not very aerodynamic.
Yeah,
it's the nose, I think.
Yeah, we've tried to get the profile of the nose, and obviously it's incredibly difficult, I would have thought. Oh, look, it's got working gear and everything.
Oh no, what could go wrong?
It's got a toilet.
It's got seats.
Seats. That's it.
It's good, yeah, it'll be alright, that, wouldn't it, if you're into your Lego?
See, I haven't got long hair. Can't build it.
No.
I think really the best one they did was the Saturn, because that was just perfect for Lego, wasn't it? Because it's round on the outside and lots of stuff on the inside. Just worked really, really well.
Yeah.
And because it all comes apart and does all the bits and pieces, it's ideal for it. So cool. Right. Anyway, we will leave it right there, guys. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. We'll see you again on Thursday, I think. Am I right?
Yes. Yeah, Thursday, yeah.
We'll be back with you on Thursday afternoon if you join us. So that's what I'll do. I'll get this thing stripped down and painted up and all the rest of it, and we go through the motions then of getting that one together and weathered. It'd be nice. Matthew will be carrying on with his Lanny.
I'll be weathering.
Could he be doing the weathering?
I'll be weathering, so the oil palette will be out and the Phil's washers will be out. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that because we can draw a conclusion to this build and then start something fresh. So yes, I'll be weathering at last. Cool. I say at last, it's not exactly took that long to do, but you know what I mean.
No, in the great scheme of things. And I'm going to be carrying on putting this scribed and riveted and all the rest of it, which is riveting, literally. So we'll get this thing all together and everything, and then hopefully on Friday, next part of this will be up, and we'll be into paint and stuff. So we can show that one as well. I'm going to get a good couple of hours in with that one tomorrow. And I'm going to do that Havoc review as well for the 32nd A20. So that'll be a good one to see. So yes, good. Right, okay then guys, we will leave it right there. Thank you very much for joining this afternoon. Say